thank you for being here. It is with the greatest honor, sincerely, that I introduce right now Jonathan and Eugene. I am so proud of them for going and doing something that really scares them. You can do it.
Hey, Eugene, what's wrong?
I don't think I can do this, Jonathan.
What do you mean? Stick to the plan.
You mean to fake our dead skin new names and hide in Mexico?
Wait, what? No.
Yeah, you're right. They find us in Mexico. Let's go to Canada instead.
No. The other plan, the one about stage fright.
Oh. You guys forget the other thing I said. It doesn't concern you.
All right, just breathe, okay? You got this.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eugene Simmons, and this is my partner, Jonathan Perez. It all started in the 11th grade. This was me a year ago. For those of you who don't know, last year, my class was introduced to a new thing called the Red List. The Red List is a program where students have the opportunity to stay after school to finish missing assignments to better help their grade. When I first heard about this program, it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Well, of course it did. You never did your work.
Hey, if I remember correctly, you were on that list too.
Hey, if I remember correctly, I was only passionate about gaming. I didn't want to do this. That's the reason why you went on the Red List, wasn't it?
No, but speaking of gaming, now you're addicted to Rubik's Cubes. We see you playing with it every day, during class, after class, before class, in the bathroom. You got a real problem.
At least I got my work done, right?
Oh, give me a break.
Okay, but seriously, what I saw was a student who could have done their work, but didn't. Basically, we saw a character who put himself into a bad situation and then couldn't get out of it.
That character was me, and after a few days of the Red List being put in place, I noticed that I started to fall into a pattern. I was getting put on the Red List almost every single day, just because I refused to ask the teacher for help.
For our senior project, we were asked to find a way to help our community. So we thought, what better way to help our community than to start at our own school?
However, our reasons for choosing to tackle this for our project are very different.
For example, why I chose to do this project was in order to gain new experiences from different fields in order to become a well-rounded individual.
On the other hand, I chose this because I knew how it felt to be on the Red List because I didn't want to ask the teacher for help. I wanted to try to end the cycle because it was horrible.
Wipe the tears off your eyes, baby.
Hey, moving on. For the past few months, we have been helping with the Red List almost every day after school. My personal system is that I would work with 2 students who really do need help with the work, and then move on to 1 student who needs to be motivated to do his or her work. By doing this, on average, I can get 1 to 2 students off the Red List every day.
As for my personal system, I also help 2 students at a time, just like Eugene, except I try casually asking them why they didn't do their work. Oftentimes, I find that there's a small reason, such as organization, which can easily be resolved. If we can teach students how to learn to manage their time and do their work at home, we know that we're making a change that will last past 1 grade level and help them for the rest of their educational and professional careers.
The biggest reason for choosing middle school to work with is so that we can help them develop skills that they would need for high school and to curb bad behaviors now. But everybody is a genius, and if you were to judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing that it's stupid.
Great quote, and it can be seen in many different ways. After all, we're all different. We each have our own sets of skills and talents, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. You don't even know who we are or what we're called. Genius Hour.
What he said. When choosing our name, we knew that it was crucial that we were not a negative program where bad students when they did not do their work. But that's enough talking. Cue the video.
Good question. This is the first year that middle school has instituted the mandatory academic counseling. Most 6th and 7th graders took it very seriously right off the start. The 8th graders, while they did take it seriously, lacked some motivation from that maybe an older student could provide. You are that exact motivation that 8th graders look for. At the 8th grade level, students always want to have an older peer-to-peer relationship. I noticed from the very beginning that students started right away asking more questions, wanting to be more in depth, and got more involved in their homework. Yes, they definitely were more enthusiastic about their learning. They had questions from you about what it was going to be like to be in high school and be a senior. And you both reinforced all of the things that teachers have been telling them throughout the years, only you now could speak from experience. That's very powerful for a student. It's been a great experience for all of our middle schoolers that have been on the mandatory academic counseling. So, of course, I would highly recommend and hope that future seniors want to help out and pass it on to their younger classmates.
As you can tell from the video, we take the situation very seriously.
But we're not always serious with the students.
I guess. Whoever could take you serious, especially when you're with that Rubik's Cube.
Hey, it's called a cube, not a
Oh, dear
Rubik's
God.
Cube. For your information. If
Moving
you
on, we have also been mentors to the students. It's almost as if they look up to us. Who would have guessed?
Occasionally, we have also been given advice to the students, which has helped them become better people and students.
But don't let that fool you. We've also had our fair share of challenges. One of the most frequent problems and personal pet peeves of mine is that the room that the red list takes place in tends to move. It would benefit us, the staff, and the students if there was a constant room that the red list took place in that had proper equipment.
In addition, we would also have to waste valuable time trying to find the red list. But that challenge, that is now a thing of the past. We now have a way of keeping contact with the red list, which is through Miss Laird, who is the supervisor of the red list.
Another problem that we had to face as first-time tutors is if the student doesn't understand the way that we're explaining a problem to him or her. So then we would have to brainstorm on the spot multiple different ways that could help the student, which is hard because I couldn't think of a way that would help me, but instead help them, because we all learn differently.
Oh yes, definitely. Sometimes we had to explain things in multiple ways in order to explain it, and oftentimes feel frustrated with ourselves. It felt like we were doing something wrong, and no matter how hard we tried, it wouldn't come across right. But we had to realize it wasn't our fault. We had to realize the difference in comprehension levels between us and the 2Ds. It wasn't about what we knew or did not know. It was about what they knew and how to help them.
Sometimes they needed a lot more help than we thought, and sometimes they needed less. Time helped us realize how much help they would need as 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. But teaching is an ever-evolving process that it was a lot harder than we initially realized.
Sometimes we would feel frustrated with ourselves, and sometimes we tried to get them motivated to do their work, but it didn't work. And this, oh my gosh, it was a big hassle trying to get them convinced to accept our help. I mean, I should know. After all, I became a hardcore gamer and I didn't listen to other people's advice. In the end, come on. In the end, I slept, breathed, and ate games like the person in this picture.
The funny thing is, even though he played video games all the time, he wasn't really that good.
Hey, this picture is a slight misinterpretation of how I look.
Slight.
But the point is that I did not allow myself to let others help me. I did my homework, that is, at 2 in the morning, but I got it done before school. But it was a bad habit.
Wouldn't doing
I
that
became
at
tired.
2 in the morning make you tired and cranky?
Yeah, definitely. I became tired, cranky, and made poor decisions. But in return, it helped me become a better person and student.
But that's not all, is it, Jonathan?
Okay, well, since you're putting me on the spot and all. Teachers, oh boy, do I feel bad for you. Now I know what it feels like to teach others. And I want to say, teachers that are out there in the crowd, I want to say thank you, and I'm sorry for what I put you through and the migraines I have caused. At the same time, I want to thank you for all your hard work. In my gamer haze, I still listen to you and to what you were saying.
But that's not all that we learned, is it, Jonathan? Jonathan?
That's right.
Oh, dear God. Why do you have a donut?
Because I'm hungry.
Can I at least have some?
This is the last one.
But can we split it? Come on, I'm hungry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fine, I guess. But throughout this senior project, we have learned to become better people and students.
That's right, you're a lot less selfish than you were at the beginning of the year.
What are you talking about? I wasn't selfish.
At the beginning of the year, I would have had to fight you for that donut. Admit it, helping those students has made you a better person.
Okay, I admit, helping those students has made me a better person.
I'm a lot different from how I was at the beginning of the year, too. I don't know if any of you noticed, but sometimes I can come off as a little serious and angry.
You? No. You had me thinking you were going to win the most joyful class standout.
I know, surprising, isn't it? Especially for my bright and cheery face. But the truth is, sometimes I can be a little serious.
Really? A little?
Yeah, just a little.
I don't think I've smiled before this year. Would it kill you to smile?
Probably. But while I don't like to admit it, I have seen myself do things this year that I haven't done before. I talk to more people and allow them to get to know me and to know them, and that has made me a happier individual. Although I don't like to show my emotions much, I'm more comfortable doing it now.
Oh yeah, and he took someone to Sadie's and danced with her.
Oh, God. Yes, we wanted her to come out of her shell and to experience new things too. She's been trying to do things like that since the beginning of the year also.
Just like you.
Yeah, but give me a break, okay? I'm still new to this whole emotions thing.
We both are, don't worry.